Good morning. It is Saturday, July 18th, and about 74 degrees to get your day started here in New London. Taking a look at the temperatures at 5 a.m. this morning, low to mid 70s across the state to get the day started. This afternoon, we'll have highs upper 80s to around 90 degrees. Heat index is a few degrees warmer. We will have a heat index today, not as bad as what it has been because it's not going to be quite as humid as what we have had, and there'll be some cloud cover here today, but it's going to be another warm one. This map shows the current dew points here at 5 a.m. this morning. I brought this up just to show where you see this line here between the dew points in the 70s on the west and a little bit lower to the east. This pretty much gives you an idea of where that warm front's sitting right now that came through last night and pushed the smoke off to the northeast out of our area. So the warm front kind of sits right to our east here this morning. Along with that, Lorain County and further northeast in Ohio, still under a air quality alert today until noon. Huron County is no longer under an air quality alert today. Taking a look at the radar this morning, we see all this rain, the storm system off to the north. That's what's going to come through here and bring us the potential for some severe weather here later today. Taking a look at the severe weather potential, they have somewhat expanded the level 3 of 5 enhanced area for risk of severe weather today. We are just in that enhanced risk area. As far as the tornado risk, we're kind of right on the line here between the 2 and 5%. Very low risk of tornadoes in our area. Not to say it is impossible. Well, there could be a tornado, but very low risk area. Much higher risk actually over around New York City and the metropolitan area over there. That could be pretty interesting if they get some storms over there. The biggest threat in our area is going to be winds associated with the storms when they come through. We are in a level 4 of 5 risk area here, 45% risk area for high winds when those storms come through, thunderstorm associated winds, and just a low risk, 5% risk of hail. And then after that, we should be looking pretty good until we'll have to keep an eye on Tuesday. There's another severe storms risk area in our area on Tuesday, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as we get closer to Tuesday. This is a look at the high-resolution model for later today. This is at 5 p.m. About 5 p.m., we'll probably start seeing some thunderstorms move into our area. And then as the evening goes on, we'll have a couple of lines come through. May have a few, pretty strong thunderstorms come through between 5 and 10 p.m. or so. And then after that, it should be cleared out. But we do keep an eye on the weather this afternoon. Might have a couple of severe thunderstorms come through between 5 and 8 or 9, 10 p.m. So do be weather aware here later this afternoon. Tomorrow's looking pretty good. This is actually a look at the dew points or the dew points tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And you can see we're going to have dew points in the low 60s to maybe even in the 50s. So tomorrow looks pretty nice temperature-wise, and it's going to be much less humid than what we've been dealing with. Our forecast for today, we do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms pretty much all day. Most likely we'll see the stuff move in around 4 or 5 this afternoon. We'll have a high today around 89 degrees with a heat index up as high as 97. Things should be a lot better tomorrow. For tonight, showers and thunderstorms before about 11, maybe a shower after that, but things will clear out pretty quick once that line comes through. We'll have a low overnight around 64 degrees. And for your Sunday, looking really nice, mostly sunny with a high near 78. And as I mentioned, much lower dew points than what we've been seeing. So shaping up to be a really nice day tomorrow. I'll have more right after these announcements. The New London Local Schools is hiring a van driver for flexible hours during the school day. To apply, visit www.nlschools.org and click Employment Opportunities. Firelands Federal Credit Union presents Bike Night, Ride for a Cause, benefiting veteran suicide prevention. That's coming up next Saturday, July 25th from 3 to 6 p.m. at their Norwalk branch location. There'll be food trucks there, including Mike's Fish Fry, Two Doodles Bakehouse, and Giles Meats. And WLKR 95.3 will be there for a live broadcast. Again, that's coming up next Saturday, July 25th from 3 to 6 p.m. Firelands Federal Credit Union Bike Night. Well, today is National Sour Candy Day. It is Tropical Fruit Day and Strawberry Rhubarb Wine Day. Taking a look at some history, in 1969, Senator Ted Kennedy infamously drove off a bridge on Chappaquiddick Island, resulting in the death of Mary Jo Kopechne. In 1976, Nadia Comaneci of Romania became the first gymnast in Olympic history to score a perfect 10, performing on the uneven bars at the Montreal Games. The moment produced one of the most famous visual ironies in sports history. You see, the scoreboard had not been programmed to display a score of 10.0 because a perfect score was considered impossible. So the scoreboard displayed 1.00 instead. Well, the crowd was visibly confused until the announcer clarified. Comaneci went on to score 6 more perfect 10s at those same Olympic Games. She was just 14 years old. Well, the answer to yesterday's trivia question, Disneyland. It was dedicated at a press preview event in Anaheim, California, hosted by Walt Disney and broadcast live on ABC television. The public opening was July 18th. The opening day press preview was famously chaotic. Counterfeit tickets flooded the park. The crowds far exceeded capacity. A gas leak shut down Fantasyland. Women's high heels sank into freshly laid asphalt. And the Mark Twain riverboat nearly capsized from overloading. Disney privately called it Black Sunday. Well, the park has since welcomed more than 800 million visitors and remains the most visited theme park on Earth. Now, today's question, some music trivia. Top of the chart on this day in 1960. This song by Brenda Lee. She was just 15 years old when she recorded it. What is that song? Well, finally today, I'll leave you with a quote from Red Skelton, who was born on this day in 1913. I personally believe that each of us was put here for a purpose, to build, not to destroy. If I can make people smile, then I have served my purpose for God. Well, I'm Steve. Thanks for spending some time with me this morning. I do appreciate you. Hope you have a great day, a good weekend. Keep an eye on the weather today, and I'll see you on the next video.